It is official from very good sources that Cristiano Ronaldo wants to leave Manchester United. It's coming from David Ornstein. It's coming in from other areas now. Absolutely gutted. Absolutely gutted about this. I think it rings true that the player wants to leave because the club is shit. I mean, this just comes down to the Glazers again. I'm sorry if you are gutted like I am, or you're feeling fed up or frustrated. The reality is the Glazers are putting this club in the mud, and we are losing players. Cavani, Pogba, Lingard, Mata, Matic, Ronaldo, replaced by Malacia, De Jong, Lisandro Martinez. It's not going to work, is it? It's not going to work. And the sad thing is, the one guy in the dressing room who got it, who told them in the dressing room, you're not good enough, your standards are abysmal. I was at this club 12 years ago, winning big titles. I know what it's about. I know what this club is about. And everyone else is stabbing him in the back. We're going to get left with the backstabbers. We're going to get left with the people who stabbed Ronaldo in the back. Those players that will still be at this club who are going to try again now. It's so gutting. And ultimately, it comes down to the fact that we cannot compete at the top level, and that's why Ronaldo wants to go. He wants to play in the Champions League, and he wants to play for a club that matches his ambitions, and he's not happy with what's gone on in the transfer window. And I've got my jumper on, and you know what? Sad. It's sad that this last dance of last season was what it was, and that we may well not get to say goodbye to Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, I have a lot of things to say about Manchester United Football Club, but this has got to be right up there with, in their top 5, embarrassing, dragging this club through the mud. We were so excited last summer when we brought this player back to Manchester United, a legend of this football club. It was fantasy football when he came back to Manchester United. Less than a year later, he wants out because of how bad things are. And it can only indicate just how bad Manchester United are. Look, I know this was mentioned on the show I did earlier, but this is why this is now important, because David Ornstein has come out and said that Cristiano Ronaldo wants to leave Manchester United. I mean, whatever you think about Duncan Castles, he was right, but more importantly, we've got a real credible journalist now coming out saying that Ronaldo wants to leave Manchester United. It's a hammer blow. It really, really is. Further from David Ornstein via That's Football, Ronaldo has told Manchester United he would like to leave if they receive a suitable offer this window, which I'm pretty sure they will receive a suitable offer, whether it's from Bayern Munich or PSG or Napoli or Chelsea. And then Sky Sports saying as well, which is exactly what this is the truth, Ronaldo has concerns over Manchester United's lack of signings and the perceived inability to compete for major trophies. And I think this is the most important bit. This is the most important bit. Ronaldo, and this is why I don't want him to go, but this is why I understand why he wants to go, because he's got a very short period of his career left. He's one of the greatest players to ever play the game, and his ambition is just not there. He's not being matched. I mean, put yourself in these shoes. Like, you know you've only got 1 or 2 seasons left at the top. Can you afford to waste another season like last season? Yeah, plaudits going, oh, it's great what Ronaldo's done. He's still one of the greatest players in the world, scoring goals in that terrible United team. But what's that at the end of the day? You won't even get to play in the Champions League. You won't be competing for a trophy. We've embarrassed ourselves. I don't think many fans, I don't think the club themselves realise what a massive embarrassment this is. One of the club's legends comes back for a year, sees how bad things are, and says, you know what? This ain't Manchester United. And anybody who says, well, it just shows he's not a legend because he doesn't want to stay and fight. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Don't make yourself out to be the idiot you just have. How can you say Ronaldo doesn't love this club if he wants to leave? He doesn't recognise this club, just like you don't recognise this club. We all love Manchester United. Ronaldo loves Manchester United, and he certainly loves you, the fans. But he is playing underneath people who own that club, who he does not recognise, who he knows are not ambitious. The Glazers own Manchester United, not you, not Ronaldo. The Glazers own Manchester United, and they show no ambition. They show no desire to go out and get the signings done that need to be done. They show no desire to go and win the major trophies. Cristiano Ronaldo loves Manchester United, and he certainly loves you, the fans, but he sees it day in, day out from behind closed doors, just what a mess that club is. And trust me, Trust me, that club behind closed doors is an absolute joke. Within every department, there are people who would verify that if they weren't scared of losing their job. Cristiano Ronaldo has sat there over the summer for the last 2 weeks and gone, what is this club doing then? Just like you have. So if you feel like Cristiano Ronaldo is letting you down, if you feel like Cristiano Ronaldo is making a bad decision, you're a hypocrite, because you've sat here for the last 3, 4, 5 weeks going, we're a joke. We're an absolute joke. We're so slow. We're so weak. We're always beholden to other clubs. We don't know what we're doing. We've done nothing yet. Do you not think Ronaldo has sat there and done that? You come off a season like Ronaldo's come off, where you get 18 Premier League goals in the worst ever Man United Premier League side. You go and play for Portugal. You're having a couple of weeks holiday with your family. You're checking your phone for United to sign people, and all you hear is, yeah, we're waiting on Barcelona to give us De Jong. And he's like, that's not enough. I've said this so many times. That's the team for Ronaldo next season. The same team that he played in last year, apart from Frankie De Jong. It's just not good enough. And look, heartbroken, says Mark. Ronaldo leaving will be the end of our owners. Can't blame him, says Mark. I really do hope that the fan base take this to heart in the way it should be. When a legend of the club says, I don't want to play for the Glazers anymore, I can't play at this football club. As much as I love it, I can't play at it because it's just sabotaging my career, which is what it is. This is not about I want to leave Manchester United because I don't like Manchester United. This is I've got to leave Manchester United because this club's going nowhere and I can't spend another year like last year. And that's not disrespecting Erik ten Hag. Erik ten Hag might get us where we need to be in 3 or 4 years, but that's going to be too late for Ronaldo. And it's very, very clear at the moment that Erik ten Hag is being, and this is another reason Ronaldo wants to leave. It's very, very clear that Erik ten Hag has signed a contract that's about getting the best out of what he's got. He will get some signings, but he's not going to get the 200 million backs. We're not going to make 5, 6, 7, 8 signings, are we? We're going to buy 3 or 4, and he's going to have to crack on with what he's got. And that must be really galling for Cristiano, because he knows more than Ten Hag just how bad the mentality and talent of some of these players are. And he's probably looking at Erik ten Hag and saying, look, let's have a chat, but what are you doing with Rashford? What are you doing with Maguire then? They're still part of the first team plans. Right, well, okay, those 2 and about another 4 or 5 players that you're going to use in the first team, I can tell you now, after playing at the top level for 20 years, they don't cut the mustard. So if that's your plan next season, it's a waste of time for me. You need to buy 5 or 6 new players, and if you're not going to have the money to do that, I don't blame you, Eric. I blame the Glazers. But why should I stay here? I'm already a legend of this club. I came back to this club to win things. You can't. There's no plan to win things. There's no desire to win things. There's no ambition to win things. You want to win things, of course you do, Eric, but you want to do it in 3 or 4 years' time as you rebuild something. I want to do it now, because in 3 or 4 years' time, I'm a pundit or I'm a model. I'm not a footballer anymore. And there are clubs out there that want me, that are going to challenge for the league next year. They're going to challenge for the Champions League next year. I'm not betraying you. I'm not turning my back on you. You've betrayed me. Don't talk to me about, oh, I'm turning my back on this club that I've time and time again won things for, worked for, 18 goals last year in a shit side. I've put my shift in. Don't ever say to me that I haven't put a shift in for this club and haven't loved this club. The reality is I've put loads of love in. I've put loads of shift in. I did it all last season, and people who are going to be in a United shirt next year couldn't be asked to do it. Where's that support for me from the Glazers? Where's that support from me from the board? I've been lied to. I was going to go to Man City, probably a bad choice, but I spoke to Sir Alex, I spoke to people around the club. You gave me the money and you said you were going to be ambitious. Where is that ambition? You got it wrong last summer and you're not doing well this summer. Can't believe we failed him like this. My heart is breaking, says Charlie, but I understand he is so ambitious and we cannot provide it for him, which hurts. Thank you, Charlie, for your super chat there. It's obvious Ronaldo was going to leave. He has missed the Champions League. My professor once said, problems are opportunities. Will Manchester United see it that way? Says Ranbit. Well, you know what? I'll get this in because I'll forget if I don't say it. There's 2 things I sort of want to say. If Ronaldo does go, and it looks like he will, if Ronaldo does go, we were already short up front. If Ronaldo goes, our strikers are Martial and Rashford. Rashford's not a striker and Martial doesn't want to be here. We didn't get Darwin Núñez. we weren't going to go and buy a striker because there's nobody really out there after Darwin Núñez went to Liverpool. So if Ronaldo goes, we've just lost one of the best strikers in the world. Who's going to play up front next season? And people say, I've heard people say, well, you know what, it's probably a good time for Ronaldo to go because if it's going to be a proper rebuild, it's going to be a proper rebuild. What are you talking about? It's going to be a proper rebuild. We've just lost our best player and you think it's a good thing because we're going to be, it's a proper rebuild. How about you flip it the other way? One more year of Ronaldo as part of a rebuild. At least Ten Hag knows he can try things out and rebuild with one of the world's best strikers in the team. I think you're biting your nose off to spite your face. Oh, let Ronaldo go now because we all know it's a rebuild. So let's get Ronaldo out now. Oh yeah, let's weaken ourselves massively. I think Ronaldo was very important to this team.